We were hoping to be joined today by Steve Riley, the outgoing Hilton Head town manager, who is under the weather. So now batting for Hilton Head Island, Josh Gruber, the current assistant town manager, soon to be interim town manager. Let's get that off the table first. You're doing it, but you're not. Your hat is not in the ring for the permanent job that the town council's got to start looking at next year.
That's correct. My role going forward is going to be as the interim town manager, and as part of the contract that I signed with the town, I indicated that I would not formally seek the permanent position. That will hopefully give town council an opportunity to figure out how they want to go about identifying the next town manager, and I'll be able to be in a support role to be able to help facilitate them doing that.
Fantastic. All right, now let's get down to the work that has got to be done before the end of the year and then into next year. Town council has already passed and will unveil this week an old venue with a new name. Tell us about what's happening at Town Hall.
So we're really excited. Tomorrow at our town council meeting, we're going to be able to do the unveiling of the new Stephen G. Riley Municipal Complex, which is the old town hall building that's always been there at One Town Center Court, but now has a new name based upon town council adopting a resolution to recognize Steve and for his 29 years of service to the town.
Well deserved. So he doesn't get his name on the Celebration Park, which he'd probably rather, because a lot of more people are going to get to enjoy that. It's done. It's open. People are going. What a neat place.
It is. We're so excited about that. It's a 10-acre park right near the Coligny area of the island. It's got open air areas for lawns and people to come and gather and enjoy concerts and venues. And I'm sure once we get to the point where we can have special events, we'll certainly see people going there for different kinds of festivals and picnics and things like that. But folks can go there now for the large playground that's there. It's a really incredible opportunity to go down and see a very tall ship that's there.
I was going to say, bring the kids to go play on that ship.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's the Adventure, which is a nod to the ship that Captain William Hilton was sailing when he first visited Hilton Head Island. And it's an opportunity for kids to really just run around and play. I can tell you, I'm planning on bringing my 7-year-old down this weekend. He is looking forward to using the cannons that shoot steam or mist out at people. And so he is just super excited about that. And we've already heard a lot of great feedback from people that have had an opportunity to go out there.
That is fantastic. Coming up toward the end of the year, and then we've got to go into next year. Town Council still has its retreat, its workshop, it's whatever you want to call it. And first of all, is it going to be out of town, or are they going to be doing it remotely?
They're going to be staying here in town, although typically we like to go to a different environment so that you kind of get a feel that you're in an opportunity that's outside of just the normal town council chambers, but they will be here on the island this year.
Okay.
But it's an opportunity for them to sit down and kind of start talking about what are the goals and objectives that they want to get accomplished for the next upcoming year. And obviously we have to take into account that we're still in the middle of a pandemic that still greatly limits our ability to do a lot of things.
Does that make it easier or harder to have the workshop? Because you could just roll over all of last year's goals and march on, but you've got to take in account the pandemic. Huh?
Absolutely. And so it's an opportunity, I think. It makes it harder from an execution standpoint because you can't really get out there and do some of these things. But the purpose and objective of the workshop is to sit down and plan for what you want to do. So that's not necessarily inhibited by the COVID virus or the pandemic itself, but it's the expectations about what we may actually get to be accomplished by the end of the year when we find ourselves here this time next year.
Okay. Another obviously top of their agenda is finding a full-time replacement for Steve Riley and for you, doggone it. Josh, thank you so much for coming in and for pinch hitting for Steve. And we'll talk to him. We'll make him come in one more time. And we appreciate your time and all the efforts you've put forth to get us through this year. Thanks so much, Josh.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. Interim town manager, soon to be, Josh Gruber.